Oh boy, that was a rough one. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. This is the post-game show of this Knicks-Milwaukee game, Game 4 of the season. New York drops the 2-2. They had another tremendous second quarter. They actually outscored themselves in the second quarter, outscored the second half. They can only muster up 40 points in the second half, and they scored 45 in the second quarter. What happened to that incredible ball movement offense, cutting and hitting shots? What happened to it? It completely disappeared in the second half. And there were several culprits for it. Basically, as it says down there, they got stagnant. Why does that happen? It's beyond me, honestly. When something is working, you would think you just keep going to it. But you also have to give credit to the Bucks and to Giannis, who inflicted his will upon this game in that third quarter to dominate the Knicks 35-20. And that turned the tide. But the Knicks were able to muster up another rally, even took the lead 103-101. But then something happened, and it changed the entire game from that moment on. We're going to get into that. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. If this is your first time here, hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers. Turn on a notification bell so you are alerted when I actually go live or drop a video. I go live. Normally, I've been going live for pregame shows. And if lives are your jam, tune in for that. There have been some great shows. And, of course, there's always the off-day reports now that I will be doing pretty regularly. And let's get to it. Oh, hit the thumbs up button for me, too. 121-111. To think the New York Knicks once led this game in the fourth quarter with a little over 6-something left, 103-101. And then you see that's what ended up happening. It's a very disturbing result. Let's get forward into here. Ian Begley captures this very well. Knicks will fall to 2-2 and 0-2 on the road with loss in Milwaukee. Knicks outscored by 15 in the third and came back to tie score with under 6 minutes to go. They actually had the lead, 103-101. But Milwaukee dominated the final 5 minutes. New York closing lineup of Hart, Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns was outscored 14-8. And I retweeted Ian's tweet saying, once tied at 103-103, Knicks were never the same after what looked like Brunson pulling a hamstring. Yeah, it was this awkward play. First, it happened in the backcourt where the ball was almost stripped away from him, and he ended up almost doing a split. And I think he was fouled on that play. The refs didn't call that. So when he's trying to fight for it, if they called the whistle, maybe he doesn't continue fighting for the ball and overreach with his legs. Well, they don't, but the Knicks did get the ball back, and then Brunson ends up trying to go one-on-one with Giannis out on the three-point line, and he loses control of the ball, and he grabs his right hamstring, and he falls to the ground. And immediately, I think Brown calls a timeout at that moment. It was like 6:13 into the game, into the fourth quarter. I mean. Scores tied. Well, the score was 103-101 at that moment, but Giannis got the ball and went and dunked it. And then the Knicks called a timeout, so then it was a tie score. Rest of the way, the Knicks looked rattled, totally rattled, despite Jalen actually returning to the game, which is the craziest part. I was like frozen, frozen in fear, honestly. Like, oh no, because, hamstrings are really odd. You can recover. People recover differently. They can linger sometimes. So I was trying to not reach a state of panic, so I was just frozen like that. And then I start getting tweets, alerts. Brunson's checking back into this game. Wow, surprisingly, blah, blah. And I was like, holy shit. comes back into the game, but he wasn't at all what he was before. He had actually scored, by the end of the third quarter, he had scored 30 points. That's how cooking he was. He was on fire. He just wasn't the same, and neither was the team. The Bucks outscored the Knicks 18-8 in the final 5:47 of the game. And that was it. Brunson unbelievably ends up with 36 points, 14 of 25 from the field, only 1 of 5 from the three-point line, though. And he missed a couple of threes that definitely should have gone in, would have made a world of difference. Shamet also missed a very key three. We'll get into that in a little bit, though he did play well, and he got the start tonight. Shamet got the start over Josh Hart. And I have a lot to say about Josh Hart later on in this recap. Only 3 dimes for Jalen Brunson. That's it. Way too low. 2 steals, and he finished a minus 11. And mostly it was because of that run to close the game. Remember, Brunson closed it. Knicks, it was 18-8. That's a minus 10 right there. And there you go. Towns. Carl, I'm very concerned about the way you're playing basketball nowadays. Only 8 points for him. 2 of 12 from the field. 0 for 3 from the three-point line. 12 rebounds. He's always getting the rebounds, and that's great. 3 turnovers. 5 fouls. Still plagued with the silly fouls. Silly fouls. He committed a silly foul to close the third quarter. Was it the third quarter? I believe it was the third quarter. Yeah. No, this is the wrong. Here we go. Looking at my notes here, people. Looking at my notes. Yeah. Cat's struggles are hurting the New York Knicks. It's just the reality of the situation right now. And it's unfortunate because in some ways, let me go to this one. Tommy Beer, props for toughing it out, but Cat might need to sit out a couple of games and make sure that quad is right. No lift on his jumpers. And if Karl Anthony Towns is not providing buckets, I hate to put it this way, but what is his actual value out on the court? He's not a great passer. He's not a great defender. He commits silly fouls. And if he's not making buckets, he's a liability. And it's an unfortunate situation because it's another game, the 4th game in a row to start off the season that Mitchell Robinson sits out. And yet we are not told what is the issue with him. Well, it's left ankle. But they're not saying what it is. What's happening? Is he getting treatment? When is the expectation for him to play? Nothing. Crickets on that end. So you have the starting center who can't start, who can't even play. And then you have Cat, who's being forced to be the starting center. Well, actually, in this case, he was the starting center today because Shamet started, not Hakporty. And Cat, he can't give you a full game right now of end-to-end productivity. And he is really struggling from the offensive end and the defensive end. He's trying to do the best he can, and I commend him for that. I thought he had some nice plays. He caused some nice turnovers, and other than committing a couple of several stupid fouls, I thought defensively he basically held his own out there. The problem was offensively, he could not deliver anything on the offensive end tonight. I mean, literally could not up. He was under double digits in points from the offensive end tonight. That is truly shocking. Shocking right here. You can see it. In fact, let me zoom in a little more. So right there, you can see Towns. Look at that. I'm going to pull this in. I don't know how this got all messed up for us here. pull it in here. Here we go. Here we go. So you can see Towns. Oh, this is the third quarter. Sorry about that, people. For the game, Karl-Anthony Towns was a starter's low, 8 points, and he played 36 minutes. Mikal Bridges played 39 minutes tonight. Landry Shamet, 29 minutes. OG, 33.5 minutes. Brunson, almost 35 minutes himself. Because the bench, again, other than, I mean, Clarkson did provide 10 points, but it was really some crazy minutes from him. There was one play, it was the crazy play that he did. He gets his own miss rebound for the putback at 60, and then it was 62-58. Crazy. Oh no, 62-50. Crazy putback for him. But he's 17 minutes out there, committed 2 turnovers. It was a -10. Okay, fine. But the rest of the bench, Josh Hart, 3 points. Diawara gets 30 seconds of play. Ryan Rollins completely gets right past on the first possession that mows in the game. This guy, Kid Rollins, just whizzes right by him for an easy layup. Got pulled. Never saw any more floor time. Tyler Kolek, he had some positive minutes. In fact, he was one of the only 2 Knicks to finish with a plus. He finished with a +4 and Shamet with a +3. But the bench got so completely dominated, outscored. The New York Knicks bench, once again, were a -16. Outscored 34-18. In a game where they lost by 10, you can see where the issues are right here. They're mounting. But when you add Gershon Yabusele, who hasn't been productive offensively anyway, but he's a body, he has minutes, he gets you rebounds, he didn't play tonight. Deuce, for personal reasons, didn't play tonight. And his offense is sorely needed. There was a play in the fourth quarter. I think it's here. Yeah, when the Knicks were making a run, when they made their run, I can't find it here right now, but I'll come back to that. When the Knicks were making their run, and let me tell you, Shamet, I thought, played a good game. I thought he played a decent game. But it's not, and he was 4 of 9 from the 3-point line. That's a sweet number, 4 of 9. I would definitely, 44.4%. The problem was there was a play when he had an opportunity to really change the course of the game late in the fourth quarter, and he misses another key wide open 3. He did that in the Miami game. And it's a 3 that Deuce would have made or has made in the first 2 games. Those key momentum shifting 3s. And that's why Shamet was given the start, because he gives you a lot of what Deuce gives you. He's hard. He sticks his nose into the defense. He creates deflections. And when he's open and he gets on a roll, he can hit them. And he hit a couple of 3s in a row, and it was beautiful. And you can see tonight, very efficient night, 4 of 9, 3 rebounds, got an assist, got a steal, only 1 turnover, 16 points for him, and he finishes a +3. But that moment in the fourth quarter, I think it was right. It was before Brunson got hurt. That's what it was. Let me look back over here. Before Brunson got hurt, it was. Where is it? I hate when I can't find stuff. Here it is. This one. This one here. I don't even know if it'll play for you, but I'll try and play it. Yeah, here it is. No, that's not the one. Oh, we got the rebound here. Oh, that's not even the one. They messed up. This is from NBA.com, the play-by-play. Anyway, he misses it. And it really could have pushed the Knicks. They could have been 107, 101. So big momentum stopper right there for the Knicks. Knicks were never the same after they were tied 103. Let's get back here. Oh, well, you can see it. Let's keep going. The fast break points. Knicks 21-9. They're a minus 12 in fast break points. Minus 8 in points in the paint. The bench points was the biggest glaring. Minus 16 in the bench. Points off turnovers. Milwaukee ended up with 19, so we lost that one as well. You can see it right there. The Knicks, after scoring, being down only one in the first quarter, 27-26. Though they got off to a great start in this game. Actually, they were down, I think six points or something, and then they went on a nice run in the first quarter. Some beautiful passing. Actually, the first possession of the game was a thing of beauty. It was like a perfect example of what Mike Brown has been preaching about for this offense. Just everyone sharing the ball, cuts with determination, getting a lot of paint touches, and then the ball finally ends up with Mikal Bridges in the corner for a nice corner three. But then Ryan Rollins hit 2 3-pointers. Boom, boom, boom. And then Giannis he missed his first 3-point attempt. The Knicks were forcing him to be a jump shooter in that first quarter, in the first half. Shamet, beautiful drive to the hoop, delivers. And then OG, with some amazing defense on Giannis, stops him. Yeah, and then it kind of slows him down. And then Mikal from the blind side comes over and blocks Mikal, which turns into a nice break on the other end. The pace was fast early on. The Knicks were crowding the floor, forcing Giannis to taking away space from Giannis, forcing him to become a jump shooter and to pass the ball to others. Cat got a beautiful rebound. He passed it out to Shamet. It was a fast break, which ended up with a Brunson layup, and the Knicks were up 14-8 with 6:51 left in that first quarter. But then they ended up being down, and that was a bad sign. But you thought it was a bad sign until the second quarter, where the Knicks just came out and exploded. And they shot only 1 of 10 in the first quarter from the 3-point line, and finished 8 of 10 in the second quarter from the 3-point line. So it was a complete night and day from one quarter to the other. And the Knicks looked like they were in firm control of this game at the half. They were leading 71-59. Even though Giannis had gotten his points, I think he had 14 points at the half. He's averaging 30 plus. So you're kind of keeping them under, and no one else was really going off. So that's why the Knicks were holding it. They went on a nice 16. Here's one thing that happened here. So in the second quarter, Cat had not had any attempts, right? And then Mikal comes out, hits a 3. The only Knick to have hit a 3 at that point. The Knicks were like 2 of 11 at that point, and Mikal was the only one to have hit a 3. It was a sloppy start for New York. Hart and OG both commit bad pass turnovers, and Milwaukee goes up 36-29 with 9:59 left in the second quarter, and Mike Brown calls a timeout. After that timeout, the Knicks came out and were a completely different team. They came out strong, determined, and they buried 2 threes. Kolek hit one, and then OG hit one. Cat played some great defense on Kuzma, and he got the rebound. And immediately the deficit was cut down to just 2. It was 37-35 Milwaukee. And then Shamet buries 2 3-pointers in a row. Scores tied 41-all. A nice 16-4 run for New York after that timeout. And then, lo and behold, Josh Hart hits a 3, a corner 3. But sadly, I think that were the only points. Yep, that was his only bucket for the entire game. Only bucket. And the Bucks knew it. The Bucks knew they know he's not a threat offensively. And then that led to Hart was able to poke a pass to Giannis away for a steal. He kept the ball out of Giannis's hands well for a moment, and then there was gorgeous movement by the Knicks in that towards the end of that second quarter. Jalen Brunson passes it to OG, and then Cat cuts, and OG passes it for him and he got picked up a shooting foul. So, but one thing I really, really liked was McCall asserting himself. For the final offensive play of the first half, he motioned cat away. He didn't want the screen. He wanted to take his guy one-on-one. I can't remember who it was. He drove into the paint, did a nice fadeaway jumper, pull-up fadeaway jumper, and he delivered, and those were the 70th and 71st points of the first half. So you think things are looking great. Then comes the third quarter, where just silly foul by Cat. The Knicks allow the Bucks to hit a three, and then Giannis gets a dunk. They go on a 7-0 run, and that nice 12-point lead they had is cut down to just 5. And Brunson, even though he was like lining it up, he misses 2 easy buckets for him. Normally he hits both of them, but he misses them. And then Shamet does hit a 3, which is great. And then the score 79-71. McCall drives on drives, gets blocked by Giannis. He should have dunked it, which leads to a Trent miss, but Giannis dunk. And now it's 79-76 with 7:23 left in the third quarter. So you can see the whole thing is trending in the wrong way right here. Giannis he started asserting himself in his third quarter. He became a playmaker for others, and he started just attacking the rim. And that changed the complexion of the game. It resulted in 2 Rollins corner threes, and the Bucks regained the lead for the first time since the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. This is now in the third quarter. Brunson finally scores in the third quarter after missing 3 easy buckets to tie the game 85-all with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And then he hits a 3. You're thinking, okay, the Knicks somehow overcame the early third quarter doldrums, but then Karl-Anthony Towns commits another dumb foul, which becomes a turnover. And that's what I'm saying. His struggles are hurting the Knicks right now. They are hurting the Knicks. He's got to get some rest. I looked it up. A grade 2 quadricep strain, only really rest, and of course treatment, but rest can help him heal. But it's tough when Mitch is still out. So the Knicks are in a really tough situation, a difficult situation. They're going to Chicago on Friday for the first game of the NBA Cup. And Chicago is unbeaten right now. I think they're 3-0. And the Sixers are unbeaten. They're 4-0. Now, do we believe right now that those are going to be the 2 best teams in the East? No. So, early results can definitely be skewed. Though, I did tell you that 80-something% of the time, teams that start 3-0 make it to the playoffs. So, there is something to that. There is something to that. Let's go back to this. With 2:14 left in the game, Josh Hart is a minus 17 in 26 minutes of play. No other Knick is in double-digit negative plus minus at that moment in the game. Later on, in the final 2 minutes, the Knicks were outscored by a point or a couple points. And Mikal Bridges and Brunson both ended up with a minus plus minus, as you can see here. And then Josh Hart was subbed out for Shamet. Shamet came in to the game. Josh Hart is a minus 18. 1 of 5 from the field. But this doesn't count actual shots he passed up on. He is hurting the ability of the New York Knicks offense to be its best version of itself. He claims in the post-game interview after the Miami Heat game, he claims that it's his legs, is why his shots are short, not the busted mitt with the bad finger that he should have had surgery on in August when it happened, or early September whenever it happened. He should have had it fixed, and then he would have been back. Who knows? September, January. Instead, he decided not to, and now he is hurting his own team right now. minus 18. I mean, the plus minus tells the story. You know, it doesn't lie. In fact, let's look over here. Let's look at totals. Total plus minus. So Josh Hart is a team worst. No, second to worst with Shamet in plus minus. In total plus minus with a minus 18. Now, Shamet, at least, you know, he's giving you some offense. And it is kind of shocking, but Shamet was also part of that. Wow, that's bad too for Shamet. That shows our bench is just not doing the job. Not doing the job. Considering also Shamet, well, this does include tonight. Considering that this includes tonight's game, wow, that's pretty shocking. And Hakporti is a minus 11. All the minus guys are the bench guys. So our actual starters plus Deuce are doing the job in general. But Josh Hart needs to get that hand operated on because I don't believe it's just the legs. I don't. I don't know how much more time you'd give him to figure that out. Maybe another week. If in another week he's not showing significant progress, he's 1 of 9 from the three-point line. He's 4 of 18 overall. That's 22% from the field. The rebounding's there, 23 rebounds he's had total. It's beautiful. 13 defensive and 10 offensive rebounds is fabulous. So at least that part of his game is there. But the 5 turnovers are concerning. And just the lack of offense. And it hurts because the whole offense is trying to create a good shot for someone. And then the ball ends up in Josh Hart's hands. He has the good shot. And he either can't make the shot or refuses to take the shot, drives into the teeth of the defense, and tries to recreate the open look that was just created for him. And there's a shot clock. So it's just not working. It's just not working right now. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. It's disappointing. Definitely disappointing. Knicks lost this game. They're now 2-2. I mean, Mike Brown did say in the preseason, it's going to be a process. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. Right now, the offense is on a downward swing. When you have to depend on Brunson just lighting it up. Brunson gave you everything he could give you offensively tonight, and he still missed some easy buckets. Can you imagine if he had made 2 of those 3 misses that he had? He would have been 17 of 25. He would have had 42 points or 40 points. Still wouldn't have won the game because you needed more. You needed Cat to at least give. Cat couldn't even get double digits tonight. Cat had more rebounds than points tonight. That's rough. Mikal Bridges gave you a double-double. 24 points, 10 rebounds for him. 6 assists. He was the high man with assists. It's a long season. It's a long season. I'm not panicking in any way, shape, or form. If things go a certain way, Knicks could easily be 4-0 right now, at least 3-1. 2-2, I'll take it. Not panicking, but it's creating a lot of difficult decisions for the team itself and how to handle players. Cat might be just too hurt to play and be effective. And they are just not that team yet. They're that team where their depth wins games for them, where they just dominate opponents offensively for at least 3 of the 4 quarters. instead of 1 or 2 of the 4 quarters. They're just not that team yet. And defensively, they're starting to falter. Definitely missing Deuce, missing Mitch. Yabusele has been a major disappointment. Clarkson has shown some signs of life, though his style of play is so bizarre and crazy. You know, the Jordan Clarkson. Did I say Jackson Clarkson? I meant Jordan Clarkson, the Jordan Clarkson experience. And then Josh Hart. Knicks are better with him off the court and getting that mitt repaired. And the plus minus tells that story. Shamet's got to hit the big buckets when they're needed. He is making some buckets, but as you can see in his total plus minus, he's a team low minus 19. So that's got to be looked at. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please follow me on social media. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 11,000 subscribers. Turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when I drop a video or go live, which I'll be doing very often. And soon we'll be taking calls through the Discord. Also, join the channel. Be wonderful if you guys join the channel. It's a great way to support the Knicks-Verse, especially over this long season. There's discounts for merch. There's special halftime members only reports, which I did another one today. Definitely would appreciate it tremendously if you join the Knicks-Verse and come on in. Also, check out the merchandise store. Link is down in the description. Got some great merch. This hat, I love it. Gets stopped all the time on the street. People, oh, and this beautiful pullover, embroidered. The 2025-2026 distressed New York Knicks basketball shirt with the Knicks-Verse logo. Check it all out. All right. I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go.